Hi, my name is Alix and I'm a solutions engineer here at Unito. Today I'm going to be showing you a sync between Asana and Azure DevOps. I'll be illustrating a use case of Agile end-to-end product development. You'll see how users, or even AI agents, gain live visibility into any team, collaborate across different tools, and assign tasks to anyone, anywhere automatically. Whenever I help customers integrate this workflow with Unito, we'll see the velocity of features shipped increase, the time to resolution for bugs decrease, and development costs lower overall. So let's hop in. In the case of Asana and Azure DevOps, we have a product team working out of Asana to plan what needs to be built for their product. They are looking to seamlessly send tasks that they create as work items to their development team in Azure DevOps, and then keep track of progress. This lets the development team know what needs to be worked on without the product team needing to go in and manually copy tasks or even needing an account in Azure DevOps. In this video, I will start by showing you an item syncing between our chosen tools while illustrating the use case. Then I will walk you through how I set up the flow to achieve this. Let's say I'm a product manager and I would like to create an epic and fill out some details. I'll fill in the title, description, denote the work item type with a drop-down, as well as add a comment and attachment. I'm also going to go ahead and create a nested subtask underneath and have it be a story within the epic. Now, in order to trigger my sync, fill out the platform field as Azure DevOps. In my rules, I have set it so that when this drop-down field is set to this option, it will trigger the task to sync over to Azure DevOps. Now let's pop over to our Azure DevOps, and we can see that both of our items have been created. Entering our epic, we can see the fields I added on the Asana side have been populated on the Azure side, including that the child story has been nested under our epic. Our developer team can then communicate back with our product team and let them know they're working on it. Hopping back over to our Asana project, we can see that a comment has been added and our edits have come through. You can see here how Unito enabled rapid collaboration between the product and developer teams and allowed them to communicate seamlessly as if they were both using the same tool. But in this case, Unito is automatically keeping items in sync between the two tools, saving time and avoiding mistakes. Now let's hop into how I've set up the flow. Each Unito flow, no matter the tool, is going to be set up in a similar way. We will be going through the 4 easy steps to set up a flow. What you're looking at right now is the guide page. On this page, when you've created your flow, you'll have access to each of the steps that can be edited at any point after the flow is created. None of this is set in stone. You have a full range of flexibility in terms of how you want this to be set up. Let's start with the first step, the tool selection page. Here you're going to be selecting the tools that you're connecting, the account with which you're using to connect to those tools, and the projects you'd like to sync together. So starting up here, we're syncing work in Asana and in Azure DevOps with the accounts Unito Demo and Unito Manual. Typically, we recommend connecting a service account so that the flow is not associated to an individual user in case that user should leave. Then you'll be selecting the projects that you're looking to connect. So I've connected my Asana Intake Backlog project and the Azure DevOps Demo project. Next, we'll be going to the flow direction page. Here, you're denoting the direction in which items are created by your flow. Note that this is independent of the direction of updates, so you would be able to have updates going both directions, even if your flow isn't set to create bidirectionally. In this example, I have a bidirectional flow between my PM team and my dev team because I want both teams to be able to surface new tasks or items to each other. I have the option to switch to one-way creation. So in this case, only my product team can send things to my developer team. Again, the direction of field updates is set independently of this, which I'll soon show in step 4. Let's go to the third step. Here we've landed on our rules page. On this page, you're going to be determining the rules or triggers that the items have to meet in order to sync over to the destination tool. So in this example, I have 2 sections here, going from Asana to Azure DevOps and then one going from Azure DevOps to Asana. On the Asana side, we will start syncing tasks from our project if the platform field is Azure DevOps. So as you noticed before, I have this drop-down field that once set to my chosen option will sync the task over to Azure DevOps. Once the drop-down is set, it will create a matching issue in the project in Azure DevOps. We're also setting some default values here. This allows you to handle cases where a field is required in one tool but optional in another. On the Azure side, we will sync these work item types: epics, stories, and bugs. In this setup, Unito will sync any items developers create of these types, so our product team has full visibility on what they need to collaborate on. Unito allows you to use any field as a rule, be it native or custom, and you can select as many rules as you like. As long as these rules remain true, Unito will continue to sync any updates you make to your items. Finally, we can head to the last step of the flow process, which is choosing which fields you would like to sync between your items. You can pick any fields that you like on each of your items. You don't need to map all of them. To add a mapping, all you need to do is click the Add Mapping button and select the fields that you would like to sync between. You can also pick the direction in which you'd like each field to sync. You have control over the direction of each individual field. Say you wanted only the state from the developer side to sync back to product, so they would have visibility on the updates to the task, but the product side should not impact the state of the item the dev team is working on, for example. Then all you would need to do is change the direction with a single click. Mapping the subtasks field allows for the hierarchy to translate between the tools, like was illustrated with our epic and story example. Fields that have multiple options appear with a little cog on the left-hand side. Clicking this cog allows you to map individual values for each of the available options. You can even map multiple values to the same one in case your tool workflows don't match up perfectly. Unito supports all field types, both native and custom, on our mappings page, so you'll have full flexibility on how and what you'd like your teams to see between one another. Those are the 4 easy steps in order to create your flow with Unito. Once you launch your flow, you'll have access to this activity stream, where you'll see each of the updates and creations that the flow has made. Today, I've demonstrated how easy it is in just a few minutes to set up a Unito flow. It required no coding, no technical expertise, and still has very deep configuration options and flexibility in order to meet the needs of both teams in either tool. This flow will significantly cut down the time my teams are spending copy-pasting tasks between the tools and expedite communication between them without the teams needing seats in both tools. If you're curious to learn more or have any questions, please feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you and have a great rest of your day.